In 1937, during the Great Depression, Russian immigrant Rose Blumkin founded a small furniture store in downtown Omaha. Her teenage son Louis worked there part-time. 2 years later, Louis joined the U.S. Army and helped liberate prisoners from the Dachau Nazi concentration camp. He returned home and to the Nebraska Furniture Mart in 1946. Louis showed up for work every day except Sunday until a few years before his death last year at age 93.
My father came back from the war and he expounded upon that and really became the one who built the business. He added selection and service to those concepts. He was an incredibly shrewd buyer.
The company's president for 40 years, Louis grew the Nebraska Furniture Mart to become the largest volume single furniture company in the nation. He became chairman emeritus when his sons Irvin and Ron took a more active role. Louis's mother was his mentor.
His mother always called him a jewel. I think his mother would say he was a perfect son and a perfect partner, and he had an incredible relationship in dealing with his mother on a day-to-day basis, and something we're very proud of.
Louis is credited with growing the store to a market-dominant business. The Mart has increased sales revenue every year except one during its 77-year history.
He had incredible character, incredible integrity, and people really trusted, respected him, and had great feelings about the way he treated people.
He was a model parent, along with my mom. Secondly, he was a brilliant business person. And third and most important, the values that he taught us, he walked the talk.
Dad was a phenomenal teacher, a mentor, a hero of ours, and I was fortunate to spend a lot of my life with him because I was one of his understudies in the merchandising side of the business, and you don't get the opportunity very often to spend that much time with your parent. And it was a real thrill, unbelievable experience. He taught me everything I know, and for that I'm proud, and he'll be a hero forever in our eyes.
Louis Blumkin was a visionary, a pioneer, a brilliant business person, and a philanthropist. He made a difference in many lives with his support for a long list of community needs. A store vendor presented Louis with a life-size bronze statue of the man he saw as a war hero. But Ron says that Louis, a modest man, told his sons not to display the statue in the store.
Boys, he said, I think I'd like that statue between your two offices. He says, that way, no matter what, from here on out, I'll be able to keep an eye on you guys. And every day, we walk by the statue knowing that my dad is keeping an eye on us.
He funded the Francis and Louis Blumkin Holocaust and Genocide Professorship at UNO so that no one would forget the brutality he had seen in Nazi Germany. Ron remembers asking his father why he didn't carry photos of his family.
He only had one photo in his wallet, and this was a photo he had taken or somebody had taken liberating one of these camps. And I asked him about it, and he said, son, he said, I just always want to remind myself that we can never let something like this happen again.
In 1980, Louis closed the downtown store. The present sprawling West Omaha campus became the only Mart location. Louis built the family business in Omaha. His sons Irv and Ron built the company outside the city limits. In 2003, the brothers opened a 1 million square foot Nebraska Furniture Mart in Kansas City, Kansas. Today, each store sells more furniture than any other store in America. But building in Kansas City wasn't easy.
We completely underestimated the infrastructure necessary to support the amount of volume that we would end up doing. And as a result, we really struggled for the first couple of years. But the Nebraska Furniture Mart team came together and rose to the occasion. And it was a very difficult first 2.5 years of business in Kansas City, but we did it.
Next spring, the brothers will open a Nebraska Furniture Mart, its largest store yet, in a Dallas suburb, as part of a 433-acre development. With the opening of the Dallas store, total sales are projected to expand by 70%, and total employees will grow to 5,000. Ron and Irv also were involved in acquiring 2 subsidiaries, Homemakers Furniture in Des Moines and Floors Incorporated in Lincoln. In 1983, Rose Blumkin sold a majority interest in the Nebraska Furniture Mart to Berkshire Hathaway on a handshake. Ron and Irv say working with Warren Buffett is a great partnership.
He never ever will tell us this is what you ought to do, but by the time he tells his story, it's pretty clear what we ought to be doing. And, he, like my dad, incredible role model.
Irv was a child of 9 when he began working at the Mart. He later graduated from the University of Arizona and worked at a Tucson bank. But then the 1975 tornado turned its fury onto the Mart, causing great damage.
My dad gave me a call and says, I think it's time you come home. We need your help. I picked up my bags that day, came home, and it's been a fun ride ever since.
Irv was appointed CEO in 1991. His son Ryan and daughter Becca Sudbeck are 4th-generation employees. Irv and his wife Susie also have a daughter, Jessica, and 5 grandchildren.
You know what they say about businesses is that the first generation founds it, the second generation builds it, and the third generation usually messes it up. So we're happy and thankful that there's a 4th generation here.
Ron was also young, only 12, when he began working at the Mart part-time. A UNL grad, he served in the U.S. Air Force until 1972 before returning to the Mart.
One day, decided it would be a good idea to get truck experience, and I went out on an appliance truck as a helper of the driver. And on my very first stop, I dropped my end of the washing machine and broke my toe. And that gave me a very healthy respect for just how tough that kind of job, as many of the jobs at the Furniture Mart are.
In 1988, Ron was named president and COO. His son Matt is a 4th-generation employee. Ron and his wife Chris have 1 grandchild. Louis Blumkin's youngest son, Steve, lives in California with his wife Cindy. Rose Blumkin, who worked until she was 103 and died 1 year later, was inducted into the first Omaha Business Hall of Fame in 1993.
Tell the truth, which was Mrs. B's way of saying honesty and integrity is the key to it all. And if you want to have legs, so to speak, if you want to have a long-standing, long-enduring business, you have to have a reputation where people trust you.
Even though we're a fairly large company, we really treat it like our family. And whether it's our team members or it's our customers, we really care deeply about them, and we go to bed every night thinking the idea that we've helped people get more for their money and be able to improve their lifestyles.
The brothers continue their father's philanthropy to the community with support for the Rose Theater, Rose Blumkin Senior Home, and other charities.
We don't just talk about it, we actually attend every single rally and actually lead the rallies. So we're big supporters of our local United Way here in Omaha and now in Kansas City and in Des Moines, Iowa. We happen to be adopt-a-school partners, and we play an active role, or I play an active role in our Bryan High School Adopt-a-School partnership here in Omaha.
The Mart continues with the 3rd and 4th generations of Blumkins, with Louie's wife Frances as the matriarch.
I would say our philosophy is you got to have values that guide you, and you live by those values. You have to work hard, you have to have a good work ethic, you have to love what you do. That's probably the most important thing, so that you have the passion and the desire to wake up every day and really enjoy and get satisfaction about what you do.
I think both Irvin and I are very passionate about our customers. We're very passionate about the Nebraska Furniture Mart family. These are the folks that basically helped us build this business. Sometimes in spite of us, they've helped us build this business.
For their success in building a 77-year-old company into the 2 largest volume single furniture stores in the nation. For their care for the community and for their customers. For keeping a legacy going and growing through a remarkable 4 generations. We welcome to the Omaha Business Hall of Fame, Louis, Irvin, and Ronald Blumkin.